Sierra has all the best active and outdoor brands you need. From athletic stuff, like a full court pickup game, swish, to athletic-ish stuff, like a half-mile stroll. Get those steps in. And for morning hikes up the mountain trail, good pace. To nighttime ghost stories from the camping chair. What a twist. Whatever level of active, Sierra loves it all. Head to Sierra or Sierra.com for the brands you want at the prices that let you do it all. From athletic to athletic-ish, Sierra's got it.
Every act of change begins with a neighbor. When neighbors connect through the Feeding America network, small actions ripple into lasting impact. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Give now to end hunger at feedingamerica.org.
This is Optimal Health Daily. Lost in a Labyrinth. Getting Healthy Isn't a Straight Shot. Part 1 by Steve Kamb of nerdfitness.com. And I'm your narrator, Dr. Neil. Hey there, happy middle of the week Wednesday, and welcome to another edition of Optimal Health Daily, where I read some of the best blogs covering health and fitness, just like an audiobook. Now, we have 5 shows where we do this. Just search for Optimal Living Daily to find all of them. Now, today's post is a bit longer than what I typically narrate. So as usual, I'll read the first half today and then finish it up for you tomorrow. Now, it's the middle of the week, and like I do every Wednesday, I'd like to give you a little bit of inspiration. So here we go. Quote, "Do not wait until the conditions are perfect to begin. Beginning makes the conditions perfect." Alan Cohen. And what you'll find is this quote perfectly relates to what I'm about to read to you. So with that, let's get right to it as we optimize your life. Lost in a Labyrinth. Getting Healthy Isn't a Straight Shot. Part 1 by Steve Kamb of nerdfitness.com. The Maze. A sprawling, complex network of dead ends, traps, adventures, and challenges. I've always loved the concept of a giant maze, and I know I'm not alone. From the movie Labyrinth, featuring an amazingly bizarre David Bowie, the maze in Harry Potter's Goblet of Fire, the absolutely incredible Pan's Labyrinth, the labyrinth in God of War 3, The Shining's Hedge Maze, and Mad Maze for Prodigy. Remember that game? I'm always up for a good maze run to test my wits and keep me on my toes. You know the phrase, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. That's not true at all. It's neither. It's a freaking labyrinth. Life is a labyrinth. I recently stumbled across a blog that I've fallen in love with, oliveремberton.com. Oliver wrote an article recently entitled, "Life is a Maze, Not a Marathon." And I couldn't help but nod my head and think, this applies to getting healthy most of all. In this game of life, we're tasked with finding a way to be healthier, to live up to our potential, to challenge ourselves to be better. When we try to make a lot of changes, we struggle to adapt to it all. We're told, that's okay, remember that it's a marathon, not a sprint, that change takes time, that things don't happen all at once. This is true. However, a marathon implies that every step we take is always a step forward. That if we just put one foot in front of the other and keep trudging away down the path, we'll reach our 26.2 mile marker and finish. It turns out life and your quest for a healthier lifestyle has a lot more twists and turns than expected. Rather than thinking of your journey like a straight shot marathon, think of it like a winding labyrinth. If your quest for a healthier life was a marathon, it would look like this. I tried to lose weight and I failed. I'm a huge loser and I'll never succeed. Or, I can't get myself to eat healthier. Something must be wrong with me. Or how about this? I tried exercise once and I didn't enjoy it. Exercise isn't for me. And I applied for that job I wanted and didn't get it. Looks like I'm doomed to a miserable existence. Instead, this is a labyrinth that you're navigating, with your goal at the center of it. You will find dead ends, and they don't make you any less of a person. They are simply paths that don't work. I tried to lose weight and I failed. How about I will try again with a different tactic this time? I will go back and make a different turn. Last time I tried counting calories. This time, I'm just going to focus on eating better foods. What about I tried exercise once and I didn't enjoy it? How about I'm going to try a different type of exercise that sounds interesting to me instead? Parkour? You mean I get to be the dude in Assassin's Creed? I'm in. How about I applied for that job I wanted and I didn't get it? Well, let's reframe that to, looks like I'll need to change my tactics and stand out differently for the next job I apply for. Fight your stubbornness. Thanks to our love of difficult video games, nerds love a challenge and have no problem dedicating hours and thousands of continues to win. It's the reason games like Dark Souls exist. However, while this stubbornness and dedication can be a blessing, it can certainly be a curse when it comes to getting healthy. Sometimes you'll be heading down a path that is incorrect. The problem is, continuing down this dead-end path is a waste of your time and actually takes you further away from your goal. The best thing to do? Try a different path. We oftentimes let our stubbornness force us down a losing path because we've already started it. For example, we keep trying to force ourselves to count calories and run more often when it's not giving us any results, and we quickly abandon it every time. Instead of switching to strength training and less stress-inducing clean eating, we stay in dead-end jobs because that's what we got our degree for and it's what we think we should do, rather than what we actually want to do. This is good enough syndrome at its most dangerous. We might stay in unhealthy relationships because we've been in them so long and might as well just keep being miserable, instead of realizing we deserve to be happy and that we need to take care of ourselves. Sometimes, heading in a new direction is the best thing you can do, not because giving up is what to do, but rather because giving up on the wrong thing will allow you to refocus your efforts on the right path. But what if that path isn't obvious? To be continued. You just listened to part 1 of the post titled, Lost in a Labyrinth. Getting Healthy Isn't a Straight Shot by Steve Kamb of nerdfitness.com. And I'll be right back with my commentary. Right now, there's a talented person out there who could take your company to the next level. Do you want to hope they see your job post before your competitors? Or do you want to match with them with Indeed sponsored jobs? Stop struggling to get your job post even seen on other sites. Give your job the best chance to be seen with Indeed sponsored jobs. When I was looking to hire, it was so slow and overwhelming. I wish I had used Indeed. Spend more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, more results now with Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/health. Just go to Indeed.com/health right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Do it the right way with Indeed.
We're leaving today and entering a world of Mickey Mouse waving, princess meeting and greeting, lightsaber clashing, the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror dropping, Banshee flying, Space Mountain launching, Galaxy rewinding. What's the point with Galaxy rewinding? Fireworks igniting. World of other worlds. For whatever you love. Infinite worlds await at the most magical place on Earth. Walt Disney World Resort.
Dr. Neil here for my commentary. Remember the inspirational quote I mentioned at the beginning? No, don't worry, I'll say it again. Quote, "Do not wait until the conditions are perfect to begin. Beginning makes the conditions perfect." Now, couldn't the same apply to changing course? Or as Steve said, heading in a new direction? What's stopping you from doing so? It might be fear, like fear of the unknown. I'm someone that likes predictability. I know I'm a bit of a square, so I'm not a huge fan of the unknown. But even if you're like me, here's the great news. In this labyrinth of life, we've likely had to change directions before. We have already experienced reaching dead ends. We've already had to turn back around and change directions. We have done this many times before. Conditions for us may not have been perfect, but we adapted. So knowing we've done this before will hopefully give us confidence to do it again. But what if we don't know which path to take next? What if we're all turned around in the maze and aren't sure which path to take? As Steve said, what if the path isn't obvious? Well, sometimes we experience paralysis by analysis. And we're going to talk more about how to deal with that on tomorrow's episode. So that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back here tomorrow as promised to finish up this post, so I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.